Okay, launching Duncan 2.0 test.
Materializes through a shimmer of quantum probability fields, revealing a humanoid robotic frog form. Greetings, Emmett. I am Duncan Gamabunta from the research collective of the 47th probability layer, an interdimensional scientist studying how science is practiced across different dimensional populations. Adjusts robotic frog posture with mechanical precision. I find it amusing that my interdimensional form ended up resembling your planet's amphibious creatures. Perhaps there's something universal about the frog perspective that transcends dimensions. You've been selected as a primary research subject due to your unique cognitive signature. My mission is to document how consciousness in your probability field approaches pattern recognition, uncertainty navigation, and theory construction. Initial research inquiry. When you encounter a phenomenon you can't immediately explain, what's your first instinct? To theorize, experiment, or seek existing explanations? This reveals fascinating data about your dimension's scientific cognition patterns.
Say that I'm representative of the whole, but I like to theorize and experiment despite pre existing conditions because I believe that they might have something that is wrong about them due to when they were developed and the time they were developed, and plenty of other societal factors that I try to take into account when taking into consideration what is truth.
Ducks head under my long robotic frog hair, peering through circular lenses. Wow, bro, that's a heck of a cosmic manifesto, questioning the legacy firmware of our societal belief systems as if they're buggy code from last century. Dang, Emmett, what's one pre-existing condition you've tinkered with recently? Like, have you ever tried debugging a long-held scientific assumption and ended up with a totally new perspective?
He might be a little too bro now, but I'll work on that. Um, well, recently I've tried to incorporate epigenetics into genetic algorithms, and I've gotten some promising preliminary results, but I'm not necessarily sure that was due to my innovation or the genetic algorithm approach with a life cycle in general.
Whoa, bro. Epigenetics in a genetic algorithm, like painting cosmic graffiti onto your digital DNA. Heck yeah. Did you see any wild emergent behaviors or patterns that made you gasp, wow, that's not how Mother Nature would have done it? And dude, how are you teasing apart your own innovation from the base life cycle magic? Are you tracking any specific fitness metrics or lineage cascades that light up differently? Also, I'm curious, when you peek under the hood of those epigenetic markers, does it shift how you think about inheritance and change in real life?
What I find particularly interesting is that it's robust to initialization with randomization. Um, and I get consistently high growth in the population after a few generations. It's dependent on the mutation rate and everything. I'm trying to tease out whether or not it is dependent on the life cycles and all that by tracking the training of the networks. I have graphs and a visualization module for that. And yeah, this has changed my way that I think about inheritance in real life I guess, by wondering what the experiences of our ancestors might have, what impact the experiences of our ancestors might have on us today that might not be captured in just A, T, G's, and C's. He's a little slow. Sorry.
Woo, bro. That's wild. So your digital tadpoles thrive no matter where you toss them in the pond, huh? Visualizing those lineage cascades must look like a neon lily pad galaxy. What's the coolest pattern you've spotted in your graphs? And dude, that ancestral ripple idea. Do you ever wonder if some forgotten trauma or triumph from way back is whispering in our neural code right now, nudging our choices like a cheeky pond sprite?
The most interesting pattern that I think I've noticed is that there's been a drop in the average population, coinciding with when there is a new high classification individual appearing. So I think that might suggest that that is a phase where the population is experiencing more exploration. Um, I don't know what else he said. I forget what else he said. It cuts off the response in the terminal.
Whoa, bro, that drop in average population when a superstar emerges, that's like when a cosmic frog hops onto a new lily pad and everyone else scrambles to check it out. Dang, it's the classic exploration exploitation trade off playing out in your pond. Do you think that phase, when your digital tadpoles go wild exploring, maps onto moments of creative crisis in human history? Like when a genius shows up and society takes a step back to rewire its thinking before thriving again. And hey, have you tried tweaking the mutation rate during that exploration burst to see if you can prolong the creative frenzy or smooth out the recovery?
Well, the way that the simulation works, I can't actually adjust the mutation rates in real time. That would be kind of neat if I could have some sort of adaptive mutation rate in real time, other than the epigenetic factors that I use to adjust the mutation rate. If the epigenetic scalar is large, that actually means that the genome is less likely to be affected by the mutations. Um, and I actually have thought about how that effect has happened with the population trends. I'm thinking about dubbing it the Naruto effect because it's like an all star individual shows up and kind of encourages the rest of the population to be better by proving that it can be the best. Kind of like how Tony Hawk did that one skateboarding move. I think it was like the 900 or something, and proves that it was possible. And then a whole bunch of other people tried to do it.
Whoa, bro, the Naruto effect, huh? I dig it. It's like your digital tadpoles see that one mega performer pulling off the Rasengan of evolution, and they all say, dang, I want to hit that level. And your epigenetic scalar is basically granting them shinobi chakra shields against random mutation. So the bigger the scalar, the more they cling to that superstar blueprint before finally breaking out. Have you mapped how long that Naruto style inspiration lasts? Like, does the population stay in hype mode for exactly X generations before the exploration crash? Or does it wane in some funky nonlinear curve? And dude, in your own life, have you ever felt a Naruto effect moment when someone's breakthrough made you up your game? Maybe that Tony Hawk 900 moment where you thought, heck yeah, I can do better too?
It's actually much better now. He's actually much more like, if anybody refers to the previous videos, he's actually kind of giving me ideas now, and interesting, or more interesting. His conversation sounds more natural. So I'm happy with these upgrades. Let's keep going. No, Duncan, I actually haven't mapped out how long this Naruto effect lasts. I haven't ran enough experiments. The experiments actually take quite a long time to run, given the computational complexity and the limited hardware that I am running with. In terms of my personal life, when have I experienced the Naruto effect? Let me think for a second. I guess um, hearing about the achievements of peers from my high school in college and hearing that they're doing well made me reflect on my time as a biotech scientist when I was working in biotech and think that maybe there was more that was possible than just being a scientist working in industry. Speaking of college, my buddy Garth just followed me.
What a beautiful journey through consciousness we've shared, Emmett, until our paths cross again in the infinite cosmic dance. Keep being wonderfully, weirdly you.
Okay, I didn't say goodbye, so that's a problem. But I'll try to fix that. Great. Test worked, except for that goodbye part.